Hey, how's it going today? Is Sunday. I thought it might be worth taking a look at some of the opportunities available there for uh, most of the people, I think. If not, you might need to set up, fill in some paperwork, set up a company or perhaps individuals as well. And what kind of opportunities people can receive. So I thought it might be worth taking a look at uh, satellite or some other applications when it comes to perhaps space or satellites within that space and where the taxpayers' money was allocated in setting up all those infrastructures, as well as how now you can receive some of that support of existing infrastructures, right? So the putting all that equipment that was spend a lot of money in a good use, right? If you don't use it, lose it, sort of thing, right? Or that investment will be waste, I would say. Since equipment with constant improvement every 2 years, it's when it comes to some of the processing power, even taking a look at that, it would double, right? So if there was investment made, might as well use that equipment, and as many business should be able to receive access and use some of that equipment. I would say that's my personal opinion. And if anything, with some of the areas, I'm looking to increase engagement, right? Even though there's some opportunities might be limited, I would personally look to support as many businesses as I can so we could receive the process itself. It should be less complicated. Sometimes some of those organizations might wanna consider making the process very difficult in working with them for whatever reason, right? In this video, I thought it might be worth taking a look at facilities. So something about myself I might be interested in facilities. I haven't read anything, so I thought it might be worth taking a look at how some of those organizations would give facilities to perhaps business. What would the process would look like? Myself, would be coming with a mindset that I'm interested in facilities. Perhaps they would give some access to facilities for 6 months. If I'm interested, if I will launch a project, if I would take less risk, perhaps I would progress from those 6 months free of charge into perhaps purchasing some of the time within those facilities. That's my mindset, right? Coming into it. Now, if I'm looking for facilities, I'm looking to understand how I can approach this organization to receive that, right? Let's do a little dive in trying to understand how to do that. This organization's vision, a thriving and connected UK space ecosystem. The UK space ecosystem brand was developed as a result of collaboration between the satellite application Catapult and the UK Space Agency. So it would be sort of onboarding and perhaps taking on. So I think it's non-profit organization, right? So perhaps onboarding as well as supporting a number of businesses, how those businesses can receive some of that support and perhaps that entry level, right? So there would be should be hundreds of businesses looking to support, right? And or how well some of those organizations doing when it comes to onboarding those businesses and offering that support. It's a different story, right? Well, this is how it should be hundreds, but why not thousands, right? Or tens of thousands businesses, right? Well, I don't know. With number of vouchers, with everything, I have my doubts. I have my doubts, but hopefully. I don't know. So this is something that they're looking to achieve, right? As well as supporting businesses to start up and scale, innovate. We provide the environment where business can thrive and exploit the potential of space throughout the tailored business support services, access to cutting edge technology and facilities. Well, that's something that myself I'm going to be taking a look at within this video and how we can receive some of those access to, or myself or any business can receive access to those facilities. So now they have those facilities and they're sitting there empty. If they are sitting empty, so I don't know who's benefiting from that. I don't know who's benefiting. So what's the price tag? Do I need to pay? Or it's a let's keep it empty. So what would be the best approach? An extensive network of industry connections. So there would be a connections there, as well as connecting communities to benefit from space data and technology, as well as stimulating growth and national capabilities. As well as myself, I'm looking to increase engagement if it's something that yourself you are interested in, and perhaps scale up. That would be more not necessarily entry. Let's start with entry level, and from there we can progress in scaling up your projects. There are a number of services. Most of the business would need to have or know how to access most of those services, right? Just to name the few: cluster directory, space enterprise community. You always would like to or be interested in building community, as well as space enterprise labs. Perhaps I touched on those already, as well as investor launchpad. So once you have a lot of resources, perhaps not in the beginning, once you have a lot of resources, perhaps you are interested in investing in different projects, as well as perhaps academia is something that we always looking to support, as well as regional cluster advisory board. So perhaps we have boards, space capabilities catalog, business support, or perhaps we will stick with last year, right? Business support as well as facilities. Let's try to understand a little bit better facilities and what support is available at that. Facilities available, that would be connecting and collaborating. So everyone would need to start with that, and you would need to find a way or time to connect with this organization and find a way how you're going to be collaborating. While collaborating, progress into number two, that would be prototyping and development. We're going to be taking a look at technology readiness level and how we're going to progress from perhaps idea phase all the way to prototype. That will be about 4 or 5, and from there large scale manufacturing. While doing that, we're going to progress into level 3. That would be prototyping, from there manufacturing, and manufacturing at scale, so number of units, hundreds if not thousands, so tens of thousands units, as well as testing and validation. So number 4, you would need to have at least 10 million liability insurance, right? Within UK, just in case things things would go south, right? Testing and validation. That would be a number of facilities that I mentioned. So they have access to those, most likely, if not all of those, are sitting there. Hopefully not empty, right? So they have facilities, they have equipment, and a lot of capital tied up in facilities and equipment. So someone needs to use it. So this organization, as probably everyone's aware, right, they have everything just sitting there. So they need to make sure that someone will use it. So they need to increase engagement. If they need to increase engagement, then more businesses should be using that, right? Otherwise, it would lose its value. If it's top of the range, right, equipment that they might have, right, it will perhaps tens of perhaps hundreds of thousands, right, been invested in some of that equipment. Someone needs to use it. Otherwise, this investment would be waste of my own and other people's tax money. Yourself, if you're interested in learning more, I would highly recommend taking a look at our purchasing journal. I have designed this journal in a way where I'm looking to build a habit, right? So if you have a feeling that you would like to do more, compare against what you currently are doing. If you have a feeling you need to take action within next day or so, right? These kind of feelings will come and go, right? So you want to build a habit that will last, and to do that, you would need to work, and it's something that you would need to do for. Someone would say 70 days. I would lean on the safe side, so it would be 90 days. So if you were to pick up, I would highly recommend to work from cover to cover. So would you yourself, you would start taking action based on those feelings, I guess, that you would feel that you need to do something differently, right? Build a habit. Within every page, that would be a window of 24 hours and what you would need to accomplish every single day. And over time, you would develop a habit. You can find it in QR code in the corner, company's website below. Just to perhaps give a balanced perspective, perhaps worth taking a look at top 10 universities and some of the finances that went into funding some of those activities within these universities in England, right? These English universities won most of the money from quality related research funding in 2021, 2022, and or 2022, 23, right? And we're talking about hundreds of millions, right? Where government is taking or collecting its money, I don't know. It's collecting that money from somewhere, and that money been taken and been invested, right? And there's a lot of work is happening in the background, right? So we're taking a look at top 10. I thought it might be more of the balanced opinion up there of how some of that money been allocated, right? And the overall, QR funding has grown by 10% from 2022 to 23, up to almost 2 billion from around 1.8 billion in 2021. So we're talking about 2 billion pounds investment that was made, and we take a look at perhaps top 10 universities and some of the universities and how that money been allocated. And you yourself, perhaps you might be interested in seeking some of those opportunities, how your business can receive some of that funding, or if not, perhaps that university is looking to work on something. Otherwise, why people are going there? You need to get in there, right? Try to take on some of those opportunities available for everyone, I think. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.